Earth in the last 5 hours. Archer sounded as tired as I felt. He hadn't been sleeping much, either. While I'd been fixated on keeping an eye on the outside, he'd been focused on the TV. News all across the globe had been reporting nonstop on the phenomenon. Some of the news stations are trying to say it was a massive meteorite shower. I snorted. Trying to cover up anything at this point is useless. Archer sighed wearily, and he was right. What happened in Las Vegas, what we had done, had been videotaped and blasted all over the internet within hours. At some point during the day after the absolute obliteration of Las Vegas, all the videos had been pulled down, but the damage had already been done. From what the newscopter had captured before Daedalus had shot it down, to those on the scene who recorded everything with their camera phones, there was no stopping the truth. The internet was a funny place, though. While some people were blogging that it was the end of times, others took a more creative approach to everything. Apparently, there was even a meme created already. The incredibly photogenic, glowing alien meme, which had been Daemon phasing into his true form. His human features were blurred to unrecognizability, but I knew it had been him. If he'd been around to see that, he would have really gotten a kick out of it, but I didn't. Stop, Archer said gently. We don't know what the hell Daemon or any of them are doing or why at this point. They will come back. I turned from the window, finally facing Archer. His hair, a sandy brown color, was cut close to the scalp, typical military style. He was tall and broad-shouldered, someone who looked like he could throw down when it counted, and I knew he could. Archer could be downright deadly. When I'd first met him at Area 51, I had believed he was just a soldier. It wasn't until Daemon had arrived that we discovered he was Luke's implant within Daedalus, and also, like Luke, an origin, a child of a Luxen male and mutated hybrid female. My fingers curled inward. You really believe that? They will come back? Amethyst eyes flicked from the TV to mine. It's all I can believe at this point. It's all any of us can believe right now. That wasn't really reassuring. Sorry, he replied, letting it be known he'd picked up on my thoughts yet again. He nodded at the TV before I could get ticked off. Something's going on. Why would that many Luxen come to Earth and then just go silent? That was also the question of the year. I think it's kind of obvious, said a voice from the hall. I turned as Luke entered the living room. Tall and slender, he had his brown-colored hair pulled back in a ponytail at the nape of his neck. Luke was younger than us, around 14 or 15, but he was like a little teen mafia leader and, at times, scarier than Archer. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, he added, eyeing the older origin. As Archer and Luke locked eyes in a battle of the stare-down, something they'd been doing a lot of during the last 2 days, I sat on the arm of a chair by the window. Care to explain out loud? Luke had a certain boyish quality to his beautiful face, like he hadn't quite lost the roundness of childhood yet, but there was a wisdom in his purple eyes that went beyond a handful of years. He leaned against the doorframe, crossing his arms. They're planning, strategizing, waiting. That didn't sound good, but I wasn't surprised. An ache formed between my temples. Archer said nothing as he went back to staring at the TV. Why else would they come here? Luke continued as he tilted his head, gazing at the curtained window near me. I'm sure it's not to shake hands and kiss babies' cheeks. They're here for a reason, and it's not good. Daedalus always believed they would invade. Archer sat back, clasping his hands over his knees. The whole Origin initiative was in response to that concern. After all, the Luxen don't have a history of playing nice with other intelligent life forms. But why now? Wincing, I rubbed my temples. I hadn't believed Dr. Roth when he told me how the Luxen were actually the cause of the war between them and the Eyre, a war that had destroyed both of their planets. And I thought Sergeant Dasher and Nancy Husher, the head bitch in charge of Daedalus, were crazy freaks. I'd been wrong. So had Daemon. Luke arched a brow as he coughed out a laugh. Oh, I don't know. Might have to do with the very public spectacle we put on in Vegas. We know there were implants here, Luxen who aren't that fond of humans. How they communicated with the Luxen not on this planet is beyond me. But is that